coverage and also introduce you with my co-host for the parade coming up. Stay with us. Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm Mike Sela from WTOC TV, ready to bring you coverage from the 63rd Annual Buford Water Festival Parade. You can see it in the backdrop, getting ready to begin. I am joined now as my co-host for this, former Commodore Richard Norris himself, and we also have Sydney Cummings. Former Pirate, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there you go.
And whose father was also
Yes.
the Commodore for the big parade. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. What are you guys expecting? Great parade again, as always.
Oh, absolutely. Looking down, I can already see that it's starting out great, and what I can see from here is looking pretty good.
At least we got the sunshine, right?
Yeah, oh, man. I know it was rough earlier this week.
It was a little bit rough out there as we were watching the forecast and watching the rain showers and everything coming in. And we are starting to see the parade making its way. We are located on Boundary Street in Buford. We are out by Bricks Bar and Grill on Boundary. And this is where our setup is for you today, bringing you live coverage of the Buford Water Festival Parade. And here we see the start of the Grand Festival Parade, led by Buford Police. And right behind them, some of our great Marines from Parris Island.
Every day I say thank God for the Marines and all of our service people. Not only do they participate in parade, but the opening ceremonies, that sort of thing. And a lot of volunteers, which we couldn't put this thing on unless we had these volunteers from our Marines and our sailors.
And that is an incredible sight, seeing there juxtaposed next to the Buford National Cemetery as well, seeing our Marines leading the way here.
Yes.
And check out this guy. This is Dade Staley of Team Buford Weightlifting. He is a Buford native son. He's the son of Missy and Michael Mauberly, who's 16 years old, just a junior at Buford High School, an honor student, vice president of the Key Club, member of the French Honor Society, and five-year team member for Team Buford Weightlifting. He holds 2 national records. 2-time national champ. That was your Grand Marshal there, Dade Stanley.
That's such an accomplishment. I mean, at his age, like we were talking about earlier, what were we doing at 16?
At 16, we were just trying to survive, I think. Oh, and check it out, this year's
Commodore.
Commodore.
Our Commodore Stacy and her husband Chris, who was also 2 years ago Commodore.
Oh, check that out. Great festival, Stacy. All right, check it out as we are seeing more from Happy Water Festival to these young ladies, the Pirates, who are one of the honorary members but make up such a big part of The festival and the parade. What do the Pirates do exactly?
So yeah, the Pirates are sort of ambassadors for the water festival, and they, go around to other towns around South Carolina, and some even further away. They participate in those parades and kind of get the word out about the festival, and it's a really neat opportunity. And of course, during the week of the festival, you kind of volunteer and do a bunch of different things throughout the week to help make the festival a success. So it's a lot of fun. I was one for 2 years when I was in high school, and it was a great time and got to hang out with some great people. I was just thinking about all my memories from that this morning, and what a special time that was.
Yeah,
getting to help out the festival in that way.
And it's those memories, and that's how you really build up that hometown feel of everything here. And we were just seeing some of our other military members going by with the U.S. Navy and also with more Marines as they were making their way down on Boundary Street.
Yeah, we saw the general from Parris Island, Colonel Miller from the air station, and the captain from the Naval Hospital. Appreciate those guys coming out and being a part of our parade.
Well, and this area is so, the military is the backbone, it seems like, of the Buford community.
Mm-hmm.
And there we see some of the politicians coming out. Representative Smith and Representative Norrell. And there we got Billy Kaiserling, Mayor of Buford, out here. Hey, Billy, how you doing? And the rest of the city council for the city of Buford up on their parade float.
Well, I've got a lot of people fooled.
There's no statute of limitation. Once a Commodore, always a Commodore.
Right.
Exactly
They can't take that away from you.
That's what I've always wanted to be as a past Commodore.
Check it out from the Parris Island Historical and Museum Society. Seeing some 1942 Ford right there.
Wow, that's something. If you haven't been to the Parris Island Museum, you really should.
That is
It is very awesome.
Just checking out some of the old gear and
Yeah.
how uncomfortable
Ugh,
some of the
I
uniforms and
know.
things they wore back in the day.
It's amazing to think what they accomplished in those uniforms.
There we see Jerry Rosano with the Clerk of Court's office for Beaufort County.
The Lions Club is actually who puts all this together.
Wow.
They do all the groundwork and line everybody up and get everybody on time and ready to go. They do a great job. They really do.
And who's ever last has to get in the Lions costume, right? Because it's going to be hot.
Exactly.
And check this out. Obviously, this is the Water Festival for a reason. So much is given to the blessings that the water brings around Beaufort, and those boats and seeing those, just incredible to see.
Beaufort Dog.
And that's also BeaufortDog.com. And they got the dogs out just for a
Yeah.
little bit walking.
Yeah.
Boarding and grooming, they do everything right there. Not on the boat, but wouldn't be a bad day to be on the boat ride.
That's true.
Mm-mm.
Puppy's getting a little love right there as well. Oh, Monkey's uncle coming up here. And I guess he's an uncle to an alligator and a tiger.
All
kinds.
kinds of stuff. There's a
And
safari
sharks.
going on in there.
Check him out
It's a
downtown.
pretty cool
Beaufort.
little store.
Check it out, the toy store, 909 Bay Street. Oh, check out Little Princess right here,
You let them use your car in the parade?
right? Every once in a while they can. Emery
Oh
Cooler,
my goodness, she looks so fabulous. I
Yeah,
love
she
that
does.
crown.
National Junior Princess. And look at those shades she's got. She knows how to style.
Yeah.
She's got her fashion sense. Kindred at Home, home health care coming through. And they got the bubbles going as well.
Yeah.
They've got a little seascape in the back going on there.
And I think we got, there you got the bubble machine. I see a few
There
people
we
sitting
go.
down in the truck as well. Kind of stealth. And from the Decibel Church.
Making it the true water festival here.
Oh, yeah. Some people have already been soaked, I see right there.
As if we haven't had enough water.
Yeah,
Right?
well, that's true.
Well, they're probably just getting used to it. It's more rain is coming on the way. But right now, we got a lot of sunshine.
Look at that. How about that? Sure. Thank you very much. Look at
Can't
that.
turn that down. It's
No.
going to get hot for us here, right?
Well,
you got it
thank
ice
you very
cold.
much.
Thank you.
you. All right.
Had to check if it's a barley pop or not. Nope, it's not.
Wait, what is a barley pop?
Well, maybe.
I don't know. What? The church? That's cheer
that's
wine.
just a
I
soft
love
drink.
cheer wine.
Oh, check out the little kids out there enjoying themselves
this.
with Girl Scout Troop 836 and the Santa Elena
That is
Foundation.
really something. That's
Yeah.
in that.
He had a
that's in our
different
old
ride.
government building, isn't it? Where you go see the St. Helena.
Oh, check this out. Second helpings making their way through. And the Beaufort County Channel. Happy Water Festival.
Second helping.
All right.
Second helpings is one of my favorite United Way organizations.
Well, they do so much.
They do.
We're going to talk more about that and some of these other floats coming down. We got to take a quick break right now, but we'll be right back with more coverage.
My dad had a friend that had one of these little cars like this. Can you hear me? And they would also go in the water. I can't hear you. There you go. Michael, how are you? Good to see you, man. Thank you.
All right, we are back bringing you live coverage from the Beaufort Water Festival Parade. A little bit of music, get you pumped up. Mega Sports Camp for Meadowbrook
All right.
Church.
Bringing the party to the parade.
There you go.
Showing
Nice
off their
decorations.
Carolina pride right there.
There you
A
go.
lot of Gamecocks, and we got a Steeler there.
A Steeler. Yeah.
Hey, happy Water Festival.
You know what? While we were break, we saw the Shrimp Festival go by, and to see all these festivals
Yep, from
bringing their
Genesee.
floats, the Watermelon Festival, and all that to come to Beaufort and be a part of the parade is really very, very, very cool.
I think that's what's neat about, the state or this area really even, is that we're all, I think, close-knit. If you know somebody from anywhere within a couple hours, they know your friends and you know their friends. And
Yeah,
all that
and
good
you'll
stuff.
make new friends
Yeah.
as well by coming out. As we've seen Carolina Realty coming through, Beaufort Pharmacy and Compounding. Hello there, happy Water Festival, and the Beaufort County Library Bookmobile, and that gets definitely the workout during the summer months here as we're getting ready. Kids are going back to school here in just a couple of weeks, if that.
I saw
Yeah, a
school
couple of
supplies
weeks.
in stores yesterday when I went in
No,
there.
you
and
didn't.
oh
Oh my gosh. Right now, all the teachers, they're all cringing, going, oh no, not already.
Check out this tropical landscape for a float. A
Yes.
nice truck,
Wow.
too. The Elephant Trot 5K and Fun Run in Port Royal coming up September 15th. Check it out. Be a part of it.
And here we go.
This is perfect. This is your
goodness.
favorite here.
Oh, so much to say, so little time. How about them Tigers? That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Also kind of harkens back to the old tractors of being out in the field as well.
Yeah. All my friends that know me just passed out from me saying "Go Tigers."
Yeah, oh yeah.
Very nice.
We'll
float.
say it's delirious from
See?
the heat.
There's the
Oh,
Watermelon
Hampton County
Festival.
Watermelon
Yes.
Queen and Teen Miss Watermelon. And the Melon Bells, of course.
About that. So that's a big long parade.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Couple of towns.
It's,
It's-
yeah.
There you go.
Just winds its way through the whole state.
15 miles, yeah. All right, check out Cornerstone Christian Church from right here in Beaufort.
How appropriate. It's Noah's Ark. Look at that.
Yeah,
How
definitely with all the
appropriate
rain
is.
this
Yeah.
week. How have been things in Waterfront Park
Really, gosh.
throughout? It's been crossing your fingers every night, huh?
Yes, I remember back in the days when if we got that much rain, we'd have been standing in water. This time, it's,
The drainage,
the-
everything.
It's better. The grass is really taking a beating.
I was just thinking about that yesterday. When at high tide, you used to be standing in water right in front of the stage. Just even if it hadn't been raining,
Yeah.
just high tide.
All right. While we're seeing these old-time tractors, we're going to take a quick break from the Beaufort Water Festival, but we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Very cool.
Whoa!
Oh.
We just had a person on a scooter zipping on through. Oh, there you see him going through.
Here he comes again.
Careful now. That turtle will get you. They may be slow, but they'll get you, and they'll do some damage. United States Power Squadron right there. Buford Sail and Power Squadron.
Yes, sir. Those folks do a lot of good. If you're out there and get stuck, the tide or whatever gets you, those folks are coming for you.
Well, and those
That's a
are the
good
stories
comfort.
that you don't get reported out
Right.
there too. You know, half of them because they are out there and they think that they're common, everyday occurrences that they're just out there trying to help people. So they do a fabulous job. Home Source Rentals with their big truck. Oh. He got one of the water guns thrown at him right there. Careful now, those things will go off.
Oh, goodness.
The Boundary Street
Very
Collision
nice.
Center. There you go.
Doing some tubing.
How
And
appropriate.
a shark. Stay away from the shark,
How
man.
appropriate. Speaking of sharks, I promised my grandson I would say, hey, Mason, and my new granddaughter, Lily, that I would say, hey, y'all, happy water festival.
I'm sure
You're
he'll
not going to
enjoy
sing
that shark.
the baby shark?
The
Yeah.
Song for
baby
it?
shark, doot, doot. Yeah.
And how appropriately we have the Chance Dance Company come behind that from
Look at that.
Richland.
All
Some of the
right.
youngest ones right there.
That's a big group.
Oh,
They're
here we
getting ready
go.
to put
Oh,
on a
we're
little
gonna-
show for us. All right.
6, 5, 6, 7, hands up. 1, 2. Keep it up. Stay in line. Good job. Keep going. Let's go. Wait.
Very nice.
All right. Great job.
Don't go.
Very nice. We got them while they're fresh.
Yeah.
That's a long walk around.
Yeah,
there.
you'll get them
Yes.
down towards Bay Street. It'll be,
Woo!
Yeah.
Baby.
again?
You know,
Need money? We can help.
Advance America.
Hey, SpongeBob. All right.
Hey, SpongeBob.
He's riding in style right there.
He's making a lot of kids happy today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, we have parade floats by Allen from Ravenel.
How about that? There you go.
Hey, Freedom Heating and Air Conditioning, they have been working overtime here this summer,
Oh,
I'm sure.
say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's hot and you want to find out, you think you're having a bad day, go
Right.
talk to an AC specialist, and
Yeah.
you'll hear some horror stories. All right, ladies Island Eagles football and cheer coming through. All right, let's go Eagles, and let's go to a commercial break real quick as we will bring back to the Buford Water Festival after this. ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Just take your time. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back at the Buford Water Festival Parade. Buford County Public Works, keeping our waters clean right there. And one of the great boats that they have to be able to put out into the water right there that we can see.
It's a pretty important job, too.
A little bit, especially at a water festival.
Yes.
All right, the Cracked Egg behind that, established in 2017.
Good food.
A little bit of food, yeah. We could go for some breakfast about then now here.
Yeah.
10:30, sure. Cook us up something.
They got great pancakes.
That's like an IHOP moment. They got great burgers.
There you go. Yeah.
The Cracked Egg, great pancakes.
Great pancakes.
All right, check it out. City of Buford, Public Works coming through. You can give us a smile. This is the Buford Water Festival.
All right.
There you go. That nice bobcat driving down there, and check out that big old digger.
You know what I'm missing? I'm missing the Buford Jasper Water Authority shower.
Yep, that's true.
Public Works.
Yeah, that's always the one thing, checking out the Buford Jasper Water Authority. Technical College of the Low Country. Check it out, tcl.edu.
Really cool.
Maybe if you're thinking about taking some courses, easy, simple way right here at home.
Yes.
Further that education.
I got one of the best views in Buford.
That's true, they do.
And a happy water festival.
Buford's finest.
Fire and Rescue, Buford Port Royal.
These guys work hard.
Absolutely,
They
in that
sure do.
heat and all the equipment they have to put on.
It's amazing.
And behind that, the Ladies Island, St. Helena Island Fire District.
I feel like the fire trucks in the parade gets all the kids excited. They love to see a fire truck.
I'm excited.
Well,
love
right,
them.
exactly. That's
Kid-
what I was
and-
I
saying,
love 'em.
Richard.
Kids
Yeah,
and
see, thank you.
kids of all ages.
Fire trucks and wreckers.
Kids with gray hair.
Oh, thanks.
And coming up behind that one, we have another ladder truck with Port Royal. Happy Water Festival. Yeah, I don't care how old you are. It's still as a little boy. That's the one thing. You'd run when you'd see a fire truck to see where they're going and follow, and then you'd want to be on top of that because you think it's the coolest thing in the world. And it kind of looks like we're getting to time when people start picking up off the parade route and heading down to Waterfront Park, getting ready for some of the festivities and activities that will be taking place there. The parade, at our vantage point, is over. It'll make its way down Boundary and then loop over to Bay, and until it finally ends. And always a good time as people head down into the downtown area right now and take part in this, and a few things going on in Waterfront Park as we move on to get ready for the Commodores Ball. And as they're making their way out of sight, we're going to take a quick break, if we could, and we'll kind of tell you about some of the more things that are going to be happening here at the 63rd Annual Buford Water Festival. We'll kind of recap some of the things that happened or maybe didn't happen this week because of rain moving through here in the afternoon. But as we're seeing that parade off in the distance as it's making its way down Boundary Street, we're going to take a quick break from Buford and be right back with more from the festival. Welcome back, everybody. We are live in Beaufort, bringing you the Beaufort Water Festival Parade that is just wrapped up, and the festivities continue, and there we're seeing some of the youngest
Aw, they're
Beaufort
the
residents
cutest.
coming into town, or maybe some cousins coming into town, but this is really a homecoming for a lot of people as we get ready to continue with the Water Festival. We've had 10 days, and there's still more things to come. As we were showing, people are taking their chairs, getting up off the parade route, now making their way to Waterfront Park to take in some of the festivities. And what's going to be happening this afternoon?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The air show is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, I believe, Richard. And so that's always a good time, and I know the kids love it. To see the planes just going straight up and coming back down like they've cut their engines, or to see them loop-de-looping, it's always a good time. And watching it from the park is great, but then also if you go out to the sandbar, too, that's a great place to watch it, too.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, the sandbar, wow.
Yeah, that brings back memories.
That
for
brings
you.
back a
It's been a
lot of
long
memories.
time since you've
Yes,
been out
it
there.
is. Oh, yeah.
Now you just watch from the shore.
I'm safe on the shore. Yes.
But I mean, that is one of the other passages of time, I guess, that people go out and enjoy the beauty of the water and some of the unique things that we have here in Beaufort, like you're talking about the sandbar, and just the air show. And what goes through your mind every year when this pops up? You're up there like, because you obviously don't live here
Right.
anymore in Beaufort, but you never miss it.
No, I'm here every year. We come back for at least one of the weekends, mostly both of the weekends, sometimes take the whole week off. But it's always a good time, and it's good to see friends and family that you've grown up with. You know, I run into people when I'm here for Water Festival that I grew up with that don't live here anymore, that come back for this. And so it's like a mini reunion with everybody, and it's just such a great experience to be able to have that here in my hometown, surrounded by the beautiful water and the trees. I mean, everything's gorgeous. It's the perfect setting for it.
And Richard, what do you look forward to each and every year? and especially as a former Commodore, you know how much work goes into putting on this festival and what's going on around it.
I like to see the behind-the-scenes stuff because I know what that takes, and the volunteers, and I like to slap them on the back and say, hey, it's a good job. And the way they have fought off the weather this week, it makes me proud to see them. And I remember back on some of the past years, like 2005, where there was no bad weather. And
That was, of course, his
It's
year
correct.
Yeah.
as
Nothing
Commodore.
bad happened.
Nothing bad happened then. It was
perfect.
So, but I liked the fireworks, and they were fantastic. They did a great job recovering from the opening ceremony.
I was going to
rain.
say that was supposed to be on Friday night, but they had
Yeah.
to move it to
They
Tuesday.
moved it to
correct?
Tuesday, which was a non-paid event with the band there, and had a nice crowd. They came out. The wonderful thing about Beaufort is they're going to come and support the Water Festival and the other festivals that we have in Beaufort. If it rained 5 minutes before opening gate, here they come. They're going to come and they're going to support us, and you know I'm not sure the number, but Beaufort swells. The population grows. Like Sydney said, it's a reunion of sorts, because you get to see even the people that were involved come back to see how it's evolved. It has come so far from 13 years ago that it's just amazing the stuff they do with the big screen and all this, the website. I'm so impressed with what they've done. Every year they make it bigger and better, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I really am.
Well, and now you can actually say that as someone as like an advisory role, right? You can say, "Oh, I'm proud of it."
I get to sit back. I don't want to be that guy that says, "Okay, you got to do this," because they do so much, and they will call us and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we put our 2 cents, in when asked. So, I'm very happy with this group that we've got. They're coming along, and next year, this one's the best one so far, and next year will be the best water festival ever. I just know it will be.
And you did mention the regrouping and coming together, and that can be sort of the openings night, and you have to, because of the weather, you have to cancel some of the things that you didn't obviously want to, and then to actually keep that enthusiasm up for the rest of the week and kind of shift things and still make it bigger and better than the year before.
Yeah, keep in mind, folks may not realize, they know that what they see. I was down the Tuesday before the week, and they were there putting the stage up. That's how far out this thing goes as far as actual work in the park, and maybe a couple of days before that. So it's a major undertaking.
No, it's a year-round planning. I mean,
Absolutely.
They're planning this year-round. That it goes a lot of work. You know, one thing that I think is neat too is, and Richard, you know about this with your grandchildren now, is, you know, I grew up with this festival, coming to it when I was a kid, and now my daughter is here with me, and so I get to bring her and my brothers and their families are in town, so we get to take everyone, the next generation, and kind of show them the festival that I grew up going to, and I've had a lot of fun with that, just kind of introducing them to this world.
I was going to say, and that's going to bring back some incredible memories as you're moving through.
Absolutely, yeah. Just, you know, being in the waterfront park and running all over the grass during, you know, any of the nights, and it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, more fun still to be had. We were talking about the air show that's going to be happening in the park, but tonight, still big things happening.
Tonight's the Commodore's Ball. I believe the gates open at 7. It's the Emerald Empire Band. I can't tell you a song, but you could look one up, but I'm sure they're going to be the hits that you love to sing by, dance by. And also one of the highlights is that we find out who the 64th Commodore is, and they get to get up on stage and do their dance.
And as a former Commodore, you get to vote in that process?
That's 12 o'clock.
Okay, he's already got it down. That's his election.
We get to see who is proposed and take a vote.
That simple, that easy, but a lot of hard work, and it goes for the lot of past hard work that future Commodore has already put in.
Well, these folks, I remember, and forgive me, Stacy, I remember when Stacy was the Children's Day chair way back. I mean, and what a great job. And it wasn't on the Saturday or Sunday. It was on actually during like Wednesday or something like that, that we would go down. And I remember her doing that as a volunteer. So it's not just something that you just all of a sudden, boom, you got red pants and a white shirt on and say you're the Commodore. It is years of, because you have to know it in and out. You have to be that person that is the decision maker and knows all the ins and outs and what it takes to start. You know, well, they don't lift A panels anymore, but yeah.
Well, you also have to be that person that sees what to do when things go wrong. Anybody can do great when things are going great and I got this. But to see, okay, how do they overcome those missteps and be a part of this parade and festival and make sure that everything goes off without a hitch?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure when you have the rainouts that happen, like on opening ceremonies, you have to be nimble and figure out, okay, how can we rework this to make it so that everyone can still able to enjoy this, and so that all the work that we put into this all year long doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, and tomorrow also one of the great events down by Buford River there, we have the Blessing of the Fleet as they come on through, and that's always a sight to see.
That is. The first pass, the sitting Commodore will put out will be recognized, and then as they come back around, they'll put a reef out, and the new Commodore will be recognized, and it's a rite of passage kind of thing. We're all down there supporting them and seeing what's happening, and so I look forward to that. That could be one of my fun things.
Well, I was going to say, did you expect that when you were named as Commodore? Some of the things that you may have gotten overwhelmed as you're taking in the moment a little bit.
Well, I gotta tell you, you surround yourself with right people, and they have a vision of what their festival is going to be like, and they help you put yours together and make it the best. I personally think that I had the best program coordinator. He's actually your vice president, and he was the best.
That was my dad.
Yeah, that was Keith. And of course, Keith used to be up here with us as well, helping out with this parade and co-hosting it until he passed just a few years ago. But Great memories with him, and
Yeah.
just his laughter and his joking and just the absurd, and just letting these two riff on each other
Yeah,
was
oh,
always
yeah.
the fun
Oh,
part
oh,
about
yeah.
doing that.
That
I'm
was-
sure he would say that you were the second best Commodore.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
I'm second
Second
best.
best, not
But
best.
they, like I said, all the way down to the staff folks, they really want to be here. The volunteers really want to be here and be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And say, hey, you know what? I was there that year. We used to be that you got this picture book, and now with all the digital stuff, I think it's just in this file somewhere. But I have 2 great big books, and every now and then you get them out and look, and you remember, and we see how young we all were. And
Yeah, you look at those pictures, you go, "Who's that guy? Oh,
Yeah.
that was me."
Oh my gosh!
Wasn't that just last year?
Seems like it was. Yeah, you know what? And when you're down here, you do remember yours and the fondness of it. Some of the tough times, but mostly you remember the really good times that you had with all your friends and your family. And of course, the Water Festival is a great big family. We're a great big family that loves to see each other back and talk about the old times. Talk well back in '95. You know, gosh, you know those things were just. And the people, I think, remember the good times. I had Kansas as the band on our concert in the park, and I've had people come up and say, you know what, Kansas, that was the greatest thing. And somebody the other day was talking. Craig McTeer was talking about we had Chuck Negron. If you don't know who
Yeah,
Chuck
Three Dog
Negron
Night.
is, he's the 3 Dog Night guy. And somebody mentioned that to him. He said, I remember when you had 3 Dog Night here, Craig. And so you go, you know what? Maybe somebody, I did have an impact.
Well, yeah, and you don't realize the impact you may have had on somebody, and it might have been one of the events that you didn't even think about, but it made such an indelible impression on them that's those memories that they carry away from this.
My favorite, I think, my year was we did a movie in the park on a portable screen, big old blow-up screen. It was Pirates of the Caribbean, and I've got a picture of the waterfront and Jack Sparrow on the screen, and it is just awesome. I'd love to see them bring that. The only thing is, this time you almost have to wait till it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, to show the movie,
because
yeah.
it's dark. Well, they have those day screens now. Technology is just amazing.
Right? And I mean, you're talking about in 2005, you're up
Yeah.
there like social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
We-
yeah,
you know,
it's
some
so
of those things you
crazy.
didn't even have to worry about
No.
back then.
Well, somebody was saying the other day, comments and stuff that about the Water Festival, good and bad, are immediate. They're immediate, boom, right in your face. Whereas we'd have to wait for the Gazette to come out for somebody to say, "Hey, well, that was a great concert last night."
Yeah, but
You know?
that was when we were here for opening ceremonies on Friday night, when it was so kind of iffy on the weather, didn't know what was going to happen. I was checking the Facebook page, Water Festival's Facebook page, to say, okay. And as soon as we actually ended up going down there, and as soon as they announced it on stage that they weren't going to be able to do the fireworks, they had it on their Facebook page. So you get that kind of too. You
That's
can
amazing.
keep up with it so much easier. And know what's going on.
And we also want to mention, too, down in Waterfront Park, we've talked about so much and so many of the events going on, and the man who the Waterfront Park is named after, Henry C. Chambers, passed away last weekend.
Yes.
And we would be remiss in not mentioning him and all the great work that he did and that vision to have it
I was
as
gonna
that
say.
gathering place for the city of
A
Beaufort.
visionary.
Mhm.
I remember coming down to of course, 100 years ago, and going out on a shrimp boat that was where the banks were, getting on there. So before the
Wow.
park was even here. So, I'm sure there's a lot of other folks that remember that sort of thing. But, man, that was a long time ago. But where we've come, and we've redone the park, did it just for Keith's year. So,
Wow. And so many things for that to get the park ready, get it in shape, and make it a viable gathering place for the city of Beaufort has just been incredible over the years. And we talked about the events leading up, and tomorrow with the blessing of the fleet, but also on Monday we do want to say that they're not really a service, but more of a gathering again for Henry C. Chambers down in Waterfront Park at 4:30 p.m. where they're going to be coming together and just celebrating the life of the man who helped bring that vision to Beaufort.
Yeah, it was really interesting. When I read that he had passed away, I started reading articles about him and kind of researching. I knew that he had created the park and that, but in reading about him, I didn't realize all that he had done for
Yeah.
Beaufort. I mean, getting the park, but cleaning up the waters and cleaning up the Bay Area. It was really interesting to see how different Beaufort could be if he hadn't intervened and hadn't come and taken that responsibility.
And I was impressed too, looking back. Wow, state high school basketball and football teams that he played on as well.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back wrapping up the action here from Beaufort. So stay with us here on WTOC. Welcome back, everybody. We are live in Beaufort. We are located in front of Bricks Bar and Grill on Boundary Street as we're watching some of that traffic making their way into the downtown